Over the years, the Premier League has been blessed with some of the greatest strikers of all time. Two of them in particular have achieved more than most, and I want to present to you both of their cases, and maybe we can decide on who the better player is. What is certain is that the two are very different in the way they play and the way they get their goals. Henry is the silky type, the winger/striker that creates the magic. Drogba is the powerful striker with an unbelievable finishing ability. Probably one of the greatest strikers of all time when it comes to facing away from goal. But of course this wouldn't be a G Alex video if I didn't compare some of the stats. Let's start with Henry. A total of 790 career appearances, 360 goals and 171 assists. Didier Drogba's career stats are 686 appearances, 300 goals and 124 assists. Of course, career stats have a lot of context to them, so in order to get a better comparison, we will use the Premier League and the Champions League to compare them in a little more detail, because let's be honest, that's where they enjoy their prime years. And we will start with the Premier League. Henry played a total of 258 games, scored 176 and assisted 80. Incredible. Drogba played a total of 254 games, scored 104 and assisted 63. To go over to the Champions League, Henry played 112 games, scored 50 and assisted 22. Drogba played 92 games, scored 44 and assisted 15. I'm going to be honest with you here, in terms of numbers and numbers alone, Henry wins. But now it's time to see how these stats and these numbers actually translate into accolades. I'm going to leave out the personal ones like Player of the Year, African Player of the Year, top scorers, all of that, because I don't know, I'm one for the team accolades, and I'm going to focus on the trophies of the teams. In terms of Premier Leagues won, Drogba won 4 in 2 different decades, which shows incredible consistency for a career. Henry only won 2. But of course, what we can't ignore here is the fact that Henry is an invincible, something that is still yet to be repeated and probably might never actually happen again. And he did that whilst being Arsenal's best player, which again is absolutely incredible. In terms of the Champions League, both players won it once. What we can't ignore here is, however, how they won it. Drogba was the best player and arguably one of the most impossible Champions League wins we've ever seen, ever. Chelsea that year really wasn't supposed to get close to the final, let alone win it. In Munich, against Bayern Munich. And we can't forget that Henry was part of one of the greatest Premier League teams, arguably the best Premier League team of all time, yet he couldn't get his team to win the Champions League. We cannot ignore that. And now, before we conclude, it is worth a mention that Henry has won both the Euros and the World Cup, which is of course unbelievable. However, he wasn't one of the most important pieces in that triumph, and he did play for France with Zidane and more. Drogba's chance of winning the World Cup with Ivory Coast was slim. Also worth a mention that both of them have won the FA Cup, the League Cups and all of that, won trophies in other countries, but I chose to focus on those 2 competitions because, let's be honest, those 2 competitions are the ones we care about the most. And now for a short conclusion from myself. Listen, I'm having a very hard time picking the better player here. And so I'm gonna have to be selfish here and leave that decision to you guys. I'm sorry. This was G Alex. I'm out.